This is Mike Dubson, and I'm going to talk to you today about the PhET Circuit Construction Kit DC only. DC stands for constant voltage, like the voltage from a battery. This is our most popular PhET sim. With this sim, you can build a circuit of any complexity. But let me begin by building a very simple circuit. I'm going to grab a battery, a light bulb, a switch, and then I'll connect these things in series with some wires. Notice the wires just snap to when you get close. I'm going to close the switch, and voila, the light bulb lights. The blue balls represent the electrons going through the circuit. If I right-click on an element or control-click with a Mac, I can change various things. For instance, I can change the voltage on this battery. Make the light bulb bright, make it not so bright. Let me show you a couple other nice circuits with this sim. If I right-click on a junction, I can split the junction. I'm going to add two light bulbs in series. I'm going to open the switch here. Now, if I was in a class, I would ask the students which light bulb is going to be brighter. The light bulbs are identical and they're in series. A very common misconception students have is that current somehow gets used up in the first light bulb so that the second light bulb is dimmer. But when I close the switch here, you can see both light bulbs are equally bright. That's because every single electron that goes through the first light bulb precedes and goes through the second light bulb. For elements in series, current is the same, and so brightness is the same if the resistance is the same. Another fun thing we can do for this sim is I can set up a voltmeter here and measure the voltage at various points. I also have a couple of different ammeters that allow me to measure the current. I have a non-contact ammeter, which I can just run over a wire anywhere and read off the current. It says 0.59 amps. And I have a more realistic ammeter where I have to put the ammeter in series with the element in order to get the current, 0.59 amps. Let me move on to a more complicated circuit. Let me reset all, clear this off the screen. Here's an example of a concept test I asked my students during class. This is a very complicated circuit involving three identical light bulbs hooked to a battery. And the question is, in this circuit, what happens to the brightness of bulb 1 when bulb 2 burns out? When a bulb burns out, its resistance becomes infinite. The choices are bulb 1 gets brighter, bulb 1 gets dimmer, or its brightness remains the same. And there's a hint. What happens to the current from the battery when bulb 2 burns out? This is a very hard question, and even experts have trouble with this one. I would give the students several minutes to discuss this among themselves before voting. And after they've voted with their clickers, we go back to Circuit Construction Kit. And I have previously saved this circuit, so let me load it up here. So here's the circuit. Here's bulb 1, here's bulb 2, here's bulb 3, here's that battery. Compare the circuit I built to the circuit in the question. It's the same. I put a light switch, I put a switch in series with this light bulb here so that when I open the switch, that'll cut the current to bulb 2. That'll be just the same as if bulb 2 burned out. So we're going to look at the brightness of bulb 1 over here when I open the switch and bulb 2 burns out. At this point, students lean forward because they've committed to an answer and they want to know whether they got the answer right. So here we go. Going to burn out bulb 2, see what happens to bulb 1. Got to grab the switch just right. There we are. Open, close, open, close, open. When I open the switch and bulb 2 burned out, bulb 1 got, here it is closed, here it is open, bulb 1 got dimmer. Bulb 2 burned out, causing bulb 1 to get dimmer. Another question, an even harder question, is what happens to the brightness of bulb 3 when bulb 2 burns out? When bulb 2 burns out, bulb 3 gets brighter. Bulb 1 got dimmer, but bulb 3 got brighter. That's a pretty complicated question. Okay, that's all for now. There are lots of other fun things you can play around with the sim. We have a grab bag, different items you can put in the circuit, but I'll let you explore on your own. That's all for now. Thanks a lot. Thanks for using PhET. Bye-bye.